Well, New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch calling on federal officials to give the NYPD the power to take action against drones. Since 2023, most drone flying in the city is prohibited. To legally fly one, operators must apply for a permit with the NYPD and Department of Transportation. The drone must be FAA certified, and the operator must have a license and proof of insurance. But as, of course, you can imagine, not everyone does that. The NYPD is concerned that illegal drones pose a security threat, among other things. Let's bring in CBS News law enforcement contributor and former deputy commissioner with the NYPD, Richard Esposito. Richard, good to see you this morning. So the commissioner also added that there have been 75,000 drone sightings over New York City alone this year. So let's start with the impact of these drones. What kind of dangers do they pose to the public?
You know, Chris, I've just seen last week the intelligence coming out of Ukraine, Russia, Israel, and Iran. And that gives you a really good idea of the miniaturization of the risk of terror or violent threat. We saw the swarms over New Jersey last year, which were just harassing. But, you know, a four-rotor plastic store-bought drone can pose as kind of scary risk as like a car bomb. Imagine it flying over a stadium and blowing up. So Commissioner Tisch's desire is an important one, a good one, a necessary one. The federal government doesn't have the assets to respond quickly to. There are 12 football games every Sunday, roughly, in America, 12 professional games. They don't have the ability to respond quickly to those things. Local authority needs the responsibility, and the current government seems to want local authority to have this kind of responsibility. So hopefully some stalled legislation will move forward. It's been stalled since 2023.
So many questions to ask about this. I mean, what do you do with these drones, especially if it's over a football stadium? I mean, how do you get? Well, you shoot it down? I mean, what can you possibly do? That's the one, I guess, kind of the question that comes to mind. But, you know, I mentioned it before, 75,000 instances in New York City alone. Does that scare you?
Most of it's fun. You know, most of it's people flying drones to take pictures of themselves at swimming pools, to the beach, or out fishing, and they want to catch a picture of themselves catching a fish. There are a lot of them. Does it concern me? You know, new things always concern us, but a lot of it is really people just playing with new technology. So that's the balance that police officials understand probably better than federal officials, because they deal with the citizens in their cities every day. You know, we use drones here. Los Angeles uses them in hostage situations to see what the person's doing, to assess whether a bomb is really a bomb before you risk a bomb squad technician. There are a lot of positive uses of them already in the hands of local authorities. How do you take one out of the sky? That's a real question.
So the NYPD's, you know, according to Commissioner Tisch, their hands are kind of tied here. So again, kind of what you've mentioned, recreational drones are one thing, but you know, every once in a while they spot one that's a little bit more than just the average, you know, drone operator wants to take pictures of themselves on the beach. Like you mentioned, what they're doing overseas. I mean, anybody who has Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, can see what these drones are doing in Russia and Ukraine and whatnot. And you say to yourself, well, goodness gracious, you know, there's so many bad actors out there. It's only a matter of time before somebody tries to do something like that here. So, you know, what can officials do to, with public safety being first and foremost, to prevent something like that happening here?
You know, the first line has always been intelligence. So you monitor, someone goes in a store and buys 20 plastic four-rotor drones, and the same person goes to a fireworks store and buys a lot of smokeless powder. You can put two and two together. Intelligence analysts do that in every big city. They look at these kind of purchasing patterns. That's the first thing you do, is good intelligence before you get to how do we take it out of the sky. And the second thing is how do you take it out of the sky? And there's no easy answer to that. Another drone is probably the way you can most effectively do it. What's the risk? Debris is a risk, or if it has an explosive, that's a risk. The federal government has no better ability to mitigate that risk than local authorities. They have had authority, but they haven't had ability. And somebody has to develop ability. And Commissioner Tisch is saying, we need to develop the ability. And she's right.
And real quickly before I let you go, just say, what would be better, do you think, in your estimation, local authority over this stuff or federal?
I think you need to have local authority. Louisiana has passed state legislation, becoming the first state to say we're going to have local authority over this. In my opinion, imagine having federal bomb squads.
Yeah.
Would you ever get to a bomb on time?
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly where I was going with it. If you need an immediate response, you got to handle it locally, I would think. Just want to get your expert opinion. All right, Richard,
Such as it
thank
is.
you.
Yeah.
Good to talk with you, as always. CBS News law enforcement contributor Richard Esposito. As always, we thank you. For more of our conversations with Richard on public safety, you can head to our website, cbsnewyork.com.